Hello everybody, this is CrNcHyFROG again with another commentary up for you guys. This time will not be about gameplay, as there will be no gameplay, but it will help your Call of Duty gaming, your experience, your skills, and hopefully your KDR and or win-or-loss ratio, whichever one you care more about. Before me, I have 5 facts written down, in no specific order, of, importance or anything. I think they're all equally important, that will lead to more success throughout the Call of Duty, your, gaming career. There are things that I've learned over, the years, and they're, things that have helped me immensely. Can't always practice what I preach. Sometimes, I get mad or caught up in the moment and disobey some of these rules, but these are generally 5 rules that I'd like to stick to. Maybe in another video in the future I'll give you some more. So if you would like that to happen, give me a thumbs up in the bottom and leave me a comment telling me so. Alright, so without further ado, I've talked too much, let's get started. Fact number 1 is to know your maps. The biggest killer will be if you're in a new map that you never played before. Maybe it's a DLC map, maybe you're playing a completely new game, or maybe you're just, at a friend's house, playing the game for the first time, Either way, you need to know your maps. That can lead you open to special areas, sniping positions, glitches maybe, you can get on top of buildings or what have you, flanking routes, where objectives are, millions of things can come from knowing your maps. So if I were you, I would either go into a private session by yourself, or look up maps and try to learn. And as always, the absolute best way to figure out a game and how people play it is naturally play on that map. Vote for it if it comes up in the roster if you play Xbox or PS3, and if you're on PC, try to find a server that maybe rotates that map 24/7 and play a good, 5 or 6 matches on there to start to really get the feel for it. So without spending too much on that subject, we're going to move on to fact number 2, which is learn weapon stats. And this is a big one. Unless you're completely new to Call of Duty, you know that sniper rifles are generally only useful in certain situations, and same thing with shotguns and SMGs, etc. You got to know each individual weapon stats as well as their class stats. I think assault rifles generally have a medium hip fire accuracy. SMGs I think usually have higher, and LMGs have very low hip fire accuracy. So you got to know things like that. You got to know rate of fire, recoil, which is a big factor in my game. I don't like weapons with a lot of recoil. I'm not very good at controlling it, so I usually tend to pick out weapons that are good but have a low amount of recoil. You also got to know, I think I already said fire rate, and you got to know what attachments it can use, and how they're going to affect the gameplay. If you want a flamethrower attachment, maybe not pick a class that has an SMG as the primary, because you won't be able to use the flamethrower. The only underbarrel attachment you can use on the SMGs, I think in the entire series, and it is on Black Ops, you can use the grenade launcher on the AK-74, but other than that, you gotta know your weapon stats. And that leads me into part 2 of fact number 2, which is get classes that are suited well. Maybe long range, a defense class, a running class, a stealth class, sniper class, things like that. And you ultimately have to know weapon stats in order to classify those weapons and build effective classes. And tip number 3 would be to control the firefight. Typically, at least in my case, I'm facing a lot of times where the fight I'm in, both parties, I see him, he sees me. For some reason, I haven't been able to catch too many people off guard as of lately. So here's some tips as to how to control the firefight. One, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, but drop shotting is a very effective technique in a lot of situations. And that's where you hit prone. Don't dive to prone, just go prone. And it leaves less of your body exposed, as well as changing the target fairly drastically for the other person to shoot at. Another thing is clipping. or some people call it head glitching, which is when your gun just barely fits up over the top, but all they see is maybe the top of your head, or less, even less. You know, sometimes they barely even see you at all. And especially from farther distances, it can help you enormously. You get more bullets on target than they can, etc., etc. And it also goes back to weapons. Try to get a weapon that you can put in more bullets or more damage on a guy before he can start to get damage on you. So that's the controlling the firefight, which is, if I had to pick the best one, that one would probably be it. And now on to fact number 4. Fact number 4 is stay out of open areas, which is a big thing, especially with the larger maps. You're going to want to get to the places you're going as quick as you can, as fast as you can, because you get bored. If you're like me and you're not fighting somebody, you're typically kind of mad, you know. But be cautious though, and stay out of open areas. Like I said, no maps and no flanking routes or alternate routes to take you to the destination you're trying to get to, rather than open areas. And I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you can get shot easier. You might not be able to see people. They have less to shoot at than you do, you know, naturally. So if you do see someone, they're going to have the better advantage over you, and that kind of goes back up to controlling the firefight. And yeah, that one's pretty self-explanatory. And the last one, number 5, numero cinco, is be conscious of other team. And that's a big one. If you know the entire other team is a bunch of douchebags that are running, you know, like MW2, like scavenger tubes and danger close commando, stuff like that. Generally stuff that you have to watch out for. I would pay attention to it more than anything. You know, you can develop your strategy if you know all of them are quick scopers or all of them are snipers, or at least 1 or 2 of them is. Adapt your gameplay accordingly. Don't you know, do the same thing and expect different results. And also be conscious of the other team in respect to where they are on the map. I run UAV on all my kill streaks, regardless of my skill level at the game. I always will use UAV, so I get a good feel of where the other people are. And I think that's a big thing. So be conscious of the other team, and be conscious of their playstyle. We've went over their classes and their locations, but now we got to go over their playstyle. You got to know what they're doing, if they're aggressive, if they're campers, if they rush objectives, or if they slay. Those are basically the things that you know, I tend to look at whenever I verse another team, unless you just go out and shoot people and have fun, in which case you probably won't care about that. But if you do care about your win-loss ratio or stuff like that, you will really want to keep fact number 5 in mind. So without further ado, thank you guys for hopefully listening to all my facts. That is an 8-minute video for just 5 facts. Seems kind of outrageous, but I think I wanted to explain all of these well. And if you'd like an elaboration on any one of these, send me a message on my private account. The link will be in the description to go to my private channel. And hit me up with the message on there, and I will give you a further in-depth paragraph or 2 on the point I was trying to make. Till then, this has been CrNcHyFROG, another video on all about game cinema. Till the next video, I'm signing out. Peace.